everyone, and welcome to another episode of Little Give. I'm so excited to have Amanda with us today. Amanda, go ahead. Tell us where you're from. Tell us what you're all about.
Well, hi. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Amanda Furgiuele. I am currently located in Bangkok, Thailand, but I am quite the nomad. And I am a business consultant and strategist helping business owners get it done, get their business growing, and ultimately lead a happier, healthier version of what entrepreneurship should be.
So tell us what got you inspired to do this type of work.
I don't think it would be necessarily called inspired. When I was younger, I did have a traditional job. I was a television producer for many years. I actually loved my job as a television producer, but like many 20-year-olds, I thought I could do it better than everybody else, and I didn't like being told what to do. And what basically started as a jury duty summons that ended up being a very long time. I had a jury duty summons, and there was a disagreement about how long I was spending at jury duty. And I went head to head with my boss and decided that I was 20 and amazing and I could do what I want. And so I quit my job as a television producer and went full-time into entrepreneurship. I had already started a business at the time, and I just decided, you know what, I'm going to go all in. And honestly, it was the best decision ever. There were definitely some hard times there, but I started entrepreneurship very young. My first business I started when I was 18. And by the time I took on this brick and mortar business in my early 20s, it kind of shaped who I became as an entrepreneur. Started multiple businesses, bought, sold businesses all across the world. Now I own 6 businesses, running them internationally in multiple states, multiple countries, and I absolutely love it. I love entrepreneurship. I've been doing it for over 25 years now, and the best part is getting to help entrepreneurs now as a business consultant, help them stop making the mistakes that I made when I was younger. I mean, there's so much when you start a business. It's all the passion, it's all the love. It's like, I want to do this, I want to solve this problem, I want to bring this to the world. And most people don't have a background in business. I didn't have a background in business. And so this is a way for me to really help them bridge that gap, because you don't know what you don't know. And so much of what business owners struggle with is doing it alone and not knowing what they're supposed to be doing and not knowing the next steps and that trial and error. And so I bridge that gap, shorten that transition, and help people really get to the next level faster, so that they can enjoy doing it and they're not slaves to their business. And I think there's so many people who sign up to be a business owner because they've bought into this idea of the freedom of it and of the entrepreneurial endeavors that they want to do, and the money, and all those things are great. And they're hard to come by. You have to actually work to get there. So I want people to get there faster, to actually enjoy entrepreneurship.
Absolutely. And entrepreneurship is like, what, 5 jobs? And sometimes, depending on how you structure things, it's a lot. So you're 18 and you start your first business, and now you've done all of these businesses. Now, as you said, you are a consultant, and I love the name of your business. Tell us the name of your business and how you came to decide to name your business that specific.
Yes, the Pursuit of Badasserie. It is a series of books. It is a podcast. It is the baby between myself and my badass business partner, Lynn Howard. And we started this business a few years ago, 5-6 years ago. And it was from us talking about how often we say we're going to do things like, oh, I'm going to do this, I want to do this. Like, we have been talking for years. People said we should write a book. You should write a book. You should write a book. And one day we just decided we should stop saying we're going to write a book and just write the book. Just do the thing. And that is what we preach to everyone. And the name Pursuit of Badasserie, we went back and forth on it, but it really is what we're doing, because it's not necessarily just the pursuit of, financial endeavors or the pursuit of your business. It is the pursuit of the best version of you. And we want people to feel badass. We want them to feel like they're doing the thing that they're meant to do in this earth. And what better way to say it than it's the Pursuit of Badasserie?
I 100% agree. And I love how you talk about just do it, right? Just do it. Just write the book. Just start the business. Just do what you say you want to do, because you only get one life, right? We only get one life to live, and you might as well live it to the fullest. And so tell us, now that you decide to start this Pursuit of Badasserie, right? Tell us what your first step was in making this all come to fruition.
getting out of your own way. There's always a reason not to. There's always a thing that we need to do instead. There's always something. And I am a solo parent. I homeschool my special needs child. There's a million reasons why I shouldn't do something. And there are a million things I have to do in the day. And ultimately, who else is going to do it? There's no one else who's going to do it. If I really want to see something happen, if I want to do something with my life, I have to be the one to do it. There's not going to be a perfect time. There's not going to be a perfect situation. The money is going to come and go. You can always make more money, but you can't make time. You can prioritize your time differently, which 100% I believe everyone should be doing. But if you don't do it, who else is going to do it? Who's going to do it?
That's a great point. No one's going to write the book for you and then show up to your house and say, congratulations, you're an author now. You have to do it yourself. So I love that you say that. Tell us a bit about the book and why you chose to write the one you wrote, and a bit about the details of what's inside.
So we have 2 books out right now. We have a third one coming, but the 2 books out right now is The Pursuit of Badasserie, the original, How to Create Badass Business Abundance. And then the second one is The Pursuit of Badasserie, the sales edition. And the first one really is about what entrepreneurship is. There's a lot of mindset in there. And we wrote both books linearly. So you can pick it up at anywhere, get what you need out of it, and go. I think for a lot of people, reading a book and sitting down and being like, I'm going to read this cover to cover is daunting. I am a super reader. I love to read. And we made these books so that we very digestible. So there's sections on mindset, there's sections on delegation, there's sections on procrastination, on productivity. And we really wanted to make it, you come get what you need and go. And then each chapter has a little section of workbook that you can work through. And they were both bestsellers. They were both award-winning, and they really just changed our trajectory. And really, it's a condensed version of everything that we teach in our Badass Amplify programs and everything that we teach to our current clients as one-on-one clients, as well as the group programs. And I will forever be quoting my own book, which I know sounds conceited, but I still believe the things that I wrote here. And I know that we evolve as entrepreneurs, but these are the things that we really, truly believe and use and still teach to all of our clients.
Hi, my name is Justin Clark, and I'm the president of the board of directors for Driving Single Parents, a 501c3 nonprofit serving the citizens of San Antonio and Bexar County, Texas. I'm here today to tell you a little bit about the great work that our organization is doing for the citizens of San Antonio. What you're about to see is just a few photos and videos of the way that we're changing lives for single parents in and around San Antonio, Texas. Our first giveaway took place in April of 2017, just one short month after the formation of our organization. John, a Bexar County resident, was the victim of a horrible drunk driver incident. He and his daughter survived the crash, and we were so proud to give our first car to this deserving family. Fast forward to 2020, a very difficult year for nonprofits. We were able to secure 4 vehicles for single parents in need. Our organization, including our board of directors, list of partners, and portfolio of people we've been able to help in San Antonio, continues to grow, and it's all thanks to donors and local community organizations that have helped us along the way. This giveaway took place in 2021 and shows that we continue to help single parents even after the struggles brought about by COVID-19. Because of limited funds and the overwhelming need, we at Driving Single Parents are incredibly selective with the people we help. Some are victims of domestic violence. Others had a spouse pass away tragically or otherwise fell on hard times. These single parents show adversity in the face of challenge and aren't looking for a handout. We offer a hand up and help get them back in the driver's seat. Many of the single parents we help go on to graduate college, get promotions, get married, mentor others, and some have even been so touched by the gift we gave them that they have decided to join our board of directors to pay it forward and ensure the continued growth of our organization. If you would like to help our organization continue to grow and continue to help single parents in need in San Antonio, Texas, and Bexar County, Texas, we would really appreciate your support. Please visit us online at www.drivingsingleparents.org. Thank you.
So how much did you learn in the process of writing this book? Because I have no doubt that you're going through the book thinking, okay, what do I need to put in here? And you've got to have learned some stuff.
Oh, for sure. It is harder to, and actually I will say for anybody who's thinking about writing a book, write the book. The marketing of it is way harder than the writing of it. So just write the book. That part's the easy part. The hard part is marketing. The hard part is actually getting it to come out in its fruition. But I think the biggest lessons were checking myself on what we really wanted to talk about. So my business partner and I, we co-wrote the book and we divided and conquered, because she was at the time she was living in Vegas, and then she moved to Bangkok. And then I was living at the time in Texas. And we both had busy lives. We both had the things. Well, it was right. We started writing it just before Christmas. So we both have children. It was a lot to try to navigate. And we made the commitment that we're going to sit down. We're going to write the book. We're going to spend whatever time it was. For Lynn, she went away and did like 2 weeks of just focusing on the book. For me, that wasn't an option. So it was 15 minutes here and there, write the book. And we divided up the subjects that we wanted to talk about and wrote our sections, and then came back together and met almost every day to go over what we had written, to go over what we wanted to talk about. But it came down to really sticking and committing to doing the thing. And it's everybody can be motivated at the beginning. Like, I'm so excited to write this book, so excited to do this thing, but it's the discipline to actually do it. And that was hard. And to tell yourself like, yes, it's Christmas. And yeah, it would have been very easy to be like, well, I'm just going to put this off till after Christmas. That would have been super easy. But having the discipline to stick to it and do the thing, even though it was inconvenient and there are other things going on, it made all the difference. And so we were able to get it out in the time that we originally wanted. And, the going back and forth, there's 2 authors, 2 opinions, 2 different cover ideas, all the things. So it was a lot to process in that respect, but worth it. If you are thinking about writing a book, write your book. The marketing, on the other hand, that was a whole other book, whole other can of worms.
100%. I totally agree. I'm an author as well. And so I know exactly what you're saying. So what was your favorite part of these books?
In our first book, I think the hardest part for me was letting go of the perfectionism for all my recovering perfectionists out there. And the best part of it was also letting go of the perfectionism, because at that point, to really see this come together, and I'm such a book snob. I'm a total book snob, and I was really worried that it wasn't going to be just right and perfect, and I wanted it to be great, and I wanted all the things. And to be able to let go of some of that and to still have something that I absolutely love to give out to people, I'm very proud of it. I hand it out to people at conventions or at speaking events, and to see it change people's lives and to have people talk about, selfishly, I have people quote me to me is really an ego boost, and I absolutely love it. I just love that people are getting the impact from something that I did that will be lasting forever, I hope.
Yeah, that you're adding so much value, because it can be a lonely world being an entrepreneur, and it can be a little confusing. And like you said earlier, at first you think, oh, I'm going to have all this freedom. I'm going to be the boss. I get to do what I want. And then you realize, oh my goodness, I have to do everything I want, which could be even harder. So you also mentioned that you have a podcast. Tell us a bit about that.
Yes. So the Pursuit of Badasserie went from being books to being a podcast. And we get on every week, every Tuesday, wherever you listen, and we talk about business. We talk about entrepreneurship. We talk about what it takes to get to the next level, what it takes to get out of your own way. And it's been a labor of love for both myself and Lynn. We're about to celebrate our 200th episode. And it's just an opportunity to really talk about the things that I wish that someone had told me when I started on as an entrepreneur. There just wasn't that. Because it was decades ago, it just didn't exist yet. There wasn't that. Google didn't exist. Yeah. So to get the research and to get the ability to actually talk with other entrepreneurs, those things just didn't exist back there. There was no Instagram. I guess Facebook had just come out, but there really wasn't any other way to communicate, and there wasn't any way to learn except trial and error and failure after failure. And to be able to talk about those things openly and help other entrepreneurs, it's the foundation, it's the cornerstone of what we do. We help entrepreneurs get to the next level, get out of their own way. And it's a passion project at this point. It's what we're meant to do. We absolutely sickeningly love our job. We love it. Love helping business owners, love helping them get to their goals, get past the plateaus. And it's, like you said, it's really hard as an entrepreneur. It's really hard to be on that lonely road and have nobody understand what it is you're trying to do except another entrepreneur. So we create a space for that.
Absolutely. 200 episodes. That's quite the feat. That's amazing. So do you have guests come on and you speak with them, or y'all just talk to each other about, people that write in? Or tell us a bit about more about the podcast and how that works.
It's a little bit of both. So we do have episodes that they're solo, but there's the two of us. So the two of us talking about things that have come up with our clients. We have the Badass Amplifier program. It's a group operating system that we do, sort of like a group coaching thing. But in the Badass Amplifier, there are a lot of things that come up, and we use some of the challenges that they face to bring them onto the program. So we bring it on and they're able to talk about those subjects. But we also have guests that come on as well. We have bigger guests, businesses from all over the world. And that's one of the things that's great as well. It's an international, because both my partner and I are internationally based. All of our guests are international. So it's really amazing to see how people are doing it all over the world, and to see that it is basically the same. We all have the same problems, the same marketing problems, doesn't matter where you are. It's the same problems as an entrepreneur. So I absolutely love that about the way to connect to other people. It's something you could never do when I started out, to be able to have that kind of international connection so readily available.
Hi, my name is Andrew Fraley, and I believe that sometimes we all need a little bit of help. If you're in the San Antonio community and you need some legal help, call me at 210-725-4658.
Absolutely. Just like right now, us being able to have this conversation, and you're there and I'm here in Texas. So it's amazing that, we're able to do all these things through the technology, and, really just bridging those gaps and really sharing ideas and thoughts with people from all around the world is super, super cool.
It is.
So you do the books, then you do the podcast, and then I know you're doing some consulting now. Talk to us a bit about that, the kind of people you help. Tell us all the details.
So both Lynn and I have the Pursuit of Badasserie, and then we have our separate consulting businesses as well. And so we do one-on-one with clients with big corporations. And then we also do group programs. We have a program called the Badass Amplifier, which is a group operating system. And the whole idea behind it is just like what the screen says. Your business is running, you're already doing the thing, and then you need to actually operate like you mean it. Actually operate your business like a CEO, instead of the most underpaid, overworked employee at your own business, at this job that you created for yourself. And that's really, really hard to make that transition, particularly alone. But to go from the one who's doing everything, wearing all the hats, you're doing the marketing, you're cleaning the bathrooms, you're helping the customers, you're making the product, doing all the things, to stepping outside of that and going into that CEO role. That's really a hard transition for most people, to get the consistent revenue, to really be able to make decisions clearly, concisely, confidently, and take your business to the next level. A lot of people plateau. Sometimes it's at that, trying to get to that 6 figures. Sometimes it's trying to get to 7 figures. And we help people bridge that gap. We help them come up with whatever it is that's holding them back. A lot of times the bottleneck is the owner. That's just, particularly as you're starting out as a solopreneur, it's just you. So you're the problem and the solution at the same time. So we really help people get to that next level. And it's successful. We have, like I said, we have the one-on-one programs, we have the Badass Amplifier, and then we also do one-on-one in a group setting, a small group setting for international travel. So we have like an international entrepreneurial retreat where women entrepreneurs can come together and actually do 6 days of concentrated working on the business, not in the business. And that's one of our signature programs. We're actually just about to have one here in Bangkok, and it's life-changing to see how much you can do in just 6 days of actually doing the work on your business, rather than all the little day-to-day things, the tasks that you end up doing because you're doing everything.
Right. What would you say is like one of the number one questions you get asked by the people in your groups and that you serve?
I think one of the number one questions is it always going to be so hard? I think entrepreneurship is hard. It is very hard. And if it's not hard, you're probably not pushing hard enough, or it's a hobby. And the answer to it is yes and no. Parts of it get easier, and then parts of it, you keep pushing yourself. You go to the next level, you sell something, you buy something else. There's all sorts of different kinds of hard. And I think in life, there are different types of hard. There are choices that you make that make things harder or easier. And so we're just trying to make a different type of hard. So the harder that the kind of hard that you want, the kind of like, oh, well, it is hard to balance my checkbook now that I make 7 figures, but we want those kind of problems. So that's what we're trying to help people make, the kind of problems that you want to have.
Absolutely. I think one of the coolest things about entrepreneurship is it's never over. You're never done. It's never like,
Yes.
I'm finished learning, I've got it all figured out. It's never like that, because as soon as you have it figured out, you're going to want to take the next step, and you're going to want to find out how to do the next thing and make it bigger and better and serve more people. Is that something that you see?
Absolutely. I think for a lot of people, business and entrepreneurship is legacy. It's what you want to leave in the world. It's what you want to show people, that you can make it better, that you can solve this problem. And I think that legacy that people want to leave is one of the big reasons people start business. And that's why they stay. That's why they go through all the hard stuff. That's why it's not just because it's not always ego. It's not always the money. It's not always, the schedule. It's a lot of it's the passion. But I was just talking about this last night. That's the passion doesn't pay you. So turning your passion into something profitable can make all the difference in whether or not it becomes a legacy or just like a soul-sucking endeavor.
Absolutely. So what's next for you?
Oh, that's a great question. We were just talking about this idea that back in the day, back when I first started in the workforce, the question was always, what's your 5-year plan? And for us now, I don't believe in 5-year plans. I believe in 5-year visions. For the Pursuit of Badasserie, we are definitely expanding to new locations. We're taking on licensees. We're expanding the program. We've actually also started recently a new scholarship program. I hope in my heart that one day it becomes a nonprofit, but a scholarship program for business owners to get education that they might not have accessible to them, that we're offering that to all over the world. So if you own a small business and you're not sure, like, I don't know if I can afford to do well, we have a scholarship program now. So we've been really excited to let anybody from all over the world, I think we're in 38 countries now, to really let you come in and get the education you need, get the questions answered, actually start something and have the help to do it so that you're actually going to see more success faster. So we're starting that program. And I'm really hoping that it takes off and that maybe one day we'll be in 100 countries. So spread the word, everyone. We're trying to help make badasserie more accessible to everyone.
I love that. I love that you're doing the gives, like this show's all about little gives. So I'm going to switch off to my little give questions. Can you give the audience an example of a little thing that they could do in their community that might just be a little give on their end, but might make a big impact on the other side?
I think that a lot of people overestimate the value of money, and they underestimate the value of belief, and they underestimate the value of connection. And I think the littlest thing that you can do for someone is recommend them or talk about them. If you know somebody has a service, talk them up. All these small businesses, that connection takes 30 seconds of your time, but it can make a huge difference to a small business, to somebody who's trying to get to the next level, somebody who needs help, and from an education standpoint, to give them to point them in the direction of a resource. I think that's a tiny thing that you can do in your everyday life. What are people asking? What are people needing help with? You don't have to solve the problem for them, but you can send them a resource. You can give them help, give them a direction. Listen to this podcast. Here's somebody who has this business that you might be interested in. Oh, I know just the right person for that. Or let me introduce you. That takes a few seconds, but it can make a huge impact on both sides.
I love that. And it's so true. It's so true. Even just sharing content online, just click the share button. It takes nothing, it costs nothing, and it can really make a big difference to small businesses and nonprofits alike. Mm-hmm. Can you give the audience an example of a time in your life where somebody did something little for you that might have just been a little give on their end, but really made an impact on you and in your life?
I mean, I basically just said it before, but an introduction. There are tiny times that people have introduced me to best friends and to clients, life clients that I've had for years. And those introductions probably took less than a minute, but they opened doors that I never could have opened myself. I mean, in the business world, I used to say that, it's who you know. It's like, it isn't, it's who knows you. So getting that introduction, there are people that's how I met them for speaking engagements. And they aren't, I don't directly work with them, but I speak with them all the time on stages all over the world. And it came from an introduction. It came from one little thing that sparks this, you're my people. You're the people that I want to hang out with. And it sparks that introduction. And so much of, I'm a huge introvert. So the fact that I'm even outside of my house ever is amazing. So having somebody make that introduction and open you up to a new program. It's actually how I've gotten to know a lot of the charities that I work with, is somebody pointed me in that direction. So those things, they trickle down. And I have always said, kind of like jokingly, like, I'm not a people person, like, oh, people make your businesses, people make your success. The connection makes everything. You go to a networking event, people will collect business cards. Like, that was the whole point of being there, but it's not. The point is to make connections. And it's built by people who are willing to share opportunities, celebrate others, and not expecting anything in return. It's the whole giver's gain of it. So that's a huge part of my business. And I know my business partner as well. It's part of what we do in the Pursuit of Badasserie. We want to open doors, not guard them. We want to connect people wherever we can. And it's all about, all ships rise when the tide comes up. So we all go up together. So making those connections can make a huge, huge change. So in my personal life, people who invested time with me, invested their expertise, and just made introductions, made all the difference.
Oh, I love that. It's so true. Everything you just said, 100%. And I love how you said it opened doors to like charities you work with now. Speaking of that, are there any nonprofits that you're excited about?
There are a couple. My son is autistic, so I always believe in autistic endeavors. But one of the ones I really love is Kiva.org, and their whole thing. I feel like it's very on brand with the Pursuit of Badasserie, and it is about making micro donations and helps you lend money directly to other entrepreneurs all around the world. And for as little as like $25, you can help someone completely change the trajectory of their business. I mean, I think it started with a microloan of just $500 for one entrepreneur. And I love that it's not a handout. It's not like you're giving money to somebody and you don't know what the organization is for. Like, you get to handpick what they're getting the money for. And, as they repay the loan, they can relend the same money to another entrepreneur. And I think it creates this ripple effect of opportunity. And that's what I want to do. I want to create opportunities for other people. And so I love that it aligns both with my personal brands, but also with the Pursuit of Badasserie. Like, people don't always need a handout, but they need a chance. And sometimes a relatively small amount of capital paired with someone believing in them and believing in their project is enough to change the trajectory of an entire family or a community. And that's incredible. And I absolutely believe in that aspect of it. I work with entrepreneurs every day, and an opportunity can make all the difference.
Absolutely. I love that nonprofit. I've never heard of it before, but I'm all about the micro donations. I always tell people, even $1 really makes a big difference multiplied by all the generous people. It really, really makes a big impact to nonprofits. So I love this. And it's so cool that you get to choose where your money's going to go, and you get to read their little story. That's so neat. I love that. How did you came to know this nonprofit?
It was introduced to me by someone else. We were just talking about entrepreneurship again. And when I was speaking on stage in Bangkok several years ago, I met somebody who was from that organization. I mean, 10 degrees of separation. I'd already been working with them for a while, but they were from Ethiopia. And it was just like, how small is the world that I was already working with a charity. I wasn't working with a specific person. It was, again, several degrees of separation. And it was really cool to see that it was a thing. And I know that people can get so jaded, and you give money online. You're like, oh, is this really going to the thing I want it to go to? And I didn't know the lady that I met. I didn't know her personally. I didn't know the person that she knew, but she knew of the company, and it was impacting her community. And so it just brings all the warm fuzzies back, because I know it's really scary sometimes to put your money online and hope that it goes to the thing that you're hoping it goes to. And it was really cool to kind of see it come around. But yeah, it was originally introduced to me from somebody else. And those conversations come up and you start going down the rabbit hole like, oh, this looks like something I might want to do. And, years later, I'm still working with them. So love it.
Yeah, that's so cool too, that you get to like look at everybody that's on there and then find something that you're passionate about supporting and then pick that thing. So that's really, really neat. I'm so glad that you introduced us to that today. I know my audience is going to absolutely love it. Can you tell the audience where they can find out more about you, get your books, listen to your podcast, obviously seek out your services? Give us all the details.
Well, you can find us everywhere on the Pursuit of Badasserie, pursuitofbadasserie.com, Instagram, Pursuit of Badasserie. We're on all the handles, all the things. And we do actually talk to our people. We have team members as well, but drop us a line on our email or go into Instagram and drop us a little DM and we will respond to you. We wanted to help entrepreneurs. So if you're on that entrepreneurial journey, reach out to us because we'd love to help.
Awesome. I love it. Thank you so much for being on today. And for everybody who's watching, please go to her website, find out all the details, read the books, do all the things, join the podcast. There's so much information there to just soak in and learn from. If you are passionate about that nonprofit, please do go make a donation. $1 or $5 can really make a big impact to these individuals on this site. Please, please, please do that if you can. Thank you again, Amanda, for being on. And I can't wait to see all of you watching next week. If you enjoyed this episode of Little Give, head on over to our website at littlegive.com. You'll be able to find all the information about previous episodes and past guests that we've had on. If you or someone you know would like to be a guest on Little Give, all the information is also on the website. And if you have a nonprofit that you love and would like to recommend be on the show, all of that information is also on the website. We really appreciate you watching today, and we can't wait to see you again next week.